Yo, what's going on, guys? Sinister Skater here. Treyarch dropped a crap ton of content today for Black Ops 4, so much so that I'm breaking it up into 3 different videos. We've had the first Black Ops Pass content drop, the launch of the new Operation Absolute Zero, and then the new title update that went live today as well. And that's what we're going over in this video, update 1.09, which brought some really cool multiplayer changes, some nerfs to the Titan LMG, and some very critical Blackout changes that everyone should be aware of. So update 1.09 actually went live last night on PS4. It's 14 gigabytes. It went live earlier today on Xbox One and is a whopping 26 gigabytes. And then the update is scheduled to come out later this week, probably Thursday, Friday on PC. And judging off previous updates, it'd probably be around 10, 12 gigabytes in size. So let's go over some multiplayer changes first. I want to talk about the Diamond and Dark Matter and Reactive Camo changes because they're pretty awesome. For Diamond and Dark Matter Camo, previously you could upgrade them, change the colors on them, and you had to get a certain amount of kills in one life. If you guys want to see how Diamond changes, I have a link in the card so you can see it. Well, now they've changed it so that every 5 kills they will change, and the progress no longer resets on death. So if you get a total of 30 kills in one game, your Diamond Camo will be upgraded to its max potential, to the Rainbow Diamond. You don't have to get it in one life. And the same goes for some of the Mastercraft camos. For example, Killathon kind of had the same concept going with it. You got up to like 30 kills to get all the changes in the camo, but now the progress doesn't reset on death, so it's much easier to upgrade that. And the final Killathon camo, actually, it's really cool. You'll probably see it on the screen right now. You'll also see that they added outlines for how each of the reactive camos and Mastercraft camos get upgraded in game. You can see for the Damascus, it shows you what it has at the start of the game, what you get at 5 kills, 10 kills, 15 kills, up to like 30 kills for the Killathon, and so on, which is pretty nice. You no longer have to guess and check for those. And lastly, Mastercraft and Reactive Camos are no longer locked to their signature weapon variants. You can just throw on the regular ICR, regular MX9. There's a new tab on the left of multiplayer for Black Market Camos. You can see there's a bunch of Reactive and Mastercraft tabs. You can just toggle them on to whichever weapon you'd like. As for weapon balances, they improve melee hit detection overall, which is great because melee hit detection is pretty trash, not gonna lie. They also nerfed the Titan LMG, which people have been demanding for, even though people before, when I said the Titan LMG was really good, people said it was trash and I'm just crazy, and the ICR was best gun in the game, but you know, I don't know anything. But they finally nerfed the LMG, and they reduced its ADS flinch mitigation, which will make it harder to use. They also nerfed the Prophet Specialist. They reduced his Tempest ammo from 14 to 10, and they also plan on reducing Tempest's hitbox in the near future. Firebreak also had a buff. They improved the hit detection on the Purifier, and lastly, Seraph got a buff. They increased the Annihilator earn rate, which I believe when I did my little armory analysis, that Seraph was one of the longest earning weapons at 12 minutes, just like on a normal charge. So that's great to see because I didn't think it was a specialist weapon worth that much time. They also added Nuketown, Gun Game, and Safeguard to custom games and multiplayer. They kind of redesigned the UI for character customization. And lastly, for multiplayer, they adjusted the way EKIA credits are awarded. Now, if you damage an enemy and die, and then your teammate finishes them off before you respawn, that EKIA credit carries over into your next life, and you'll have extra score towards your score streaks on the next life, where previously you wouldn't get credit for anything at all. So that's a nice little quality of life change, and they also made it so that EKIA credits are cleared 5 seconds after you dealt some damage to an enemy. So that wraps it up for multiplayer. Let's get into Blackout, where they had 2 huge changes to audio and armor. First things first, go over audio. They made several changes to rework the way footsteps are heard. They kind of reworked levels of all the sounds in the game after fixing occlusion, which is the way that sound will travel through material when a player has line of sight on an enemy and then don't have line of sight, and that was kind of messing with all the sounds in the games. So they got that to a good spot, and then they rebalanced the distance that players can first hear someone approaching. They improved the directional audio by lowering reverb, which makes it easier to identify which directions footsteps footsteps are coming from. They also lowered self footsteps. They lowered teammate footsteps. They decreased the self-weapon sounds. They lowered the ambient sound of the map overall. And they also modified the levels and the distance at which stash openings can be heard. And then they reduced the distance at which garage doors can be heard. So audio should be much easier to pick up on in Blackout. We'll see how this new update plays and if they need to make any changes in the future. But the second big thing is they overhauled the way armor works. They added the armor repair system. So now when you kill someone, armor plates will drop from their busted armor. It takes 2 seconds to repair 1 tick of armor. You'll see on the bottom hand of the Blackout screen, armor is now broken up into different ticks, and then level 2 armor has more ticks, level 3 armor has more ticks. Armor plates will also spawn in equipment stashes, and in the next couple days they'll make it so that they spawn very rarely on the ground like a sensor dart. They also made armor more durable, so it takes more damage and lasts longer, and they're going to see how this plays out and see if there's need for more tweaking in the future. Blackout also got a pretty noticeable visual change. The map now has fall trees. There's orange and red trees all over the map. It now has more of a winter lighting. There's snow on the mountains out in the distance. You can see the seasons are changing a little bit, and they're probably going to do something else for when the holiday event starts soon. They also changed some of the areas on the map. Hydro had some big changes to it. They added some elevators that go from the bottom of Hydro up to the top of the dam. They added cover on the 2 roofs in Hydro and added some new rooms throughout the whole area. They also opened 3 buildings and added 2 pipes to navigate between the roofs of Factory. They also added a couple more rooms in the Factory, and Nuketown had 4 of its garages opened up, so there should be more loot spawning on Nuketown above ground, which is pretty nice. We had some weapon balancing changes, 2 nerfs for the 2 most powerful, I wouldn't say most powerful guns, but 2 very prevalent guns in Blackout. The SDM got nerfed. They reduced its damage and increased its recoil, and also increased its aim down sights time. And the Spitfire got nerfed by reducing its damage and increasing its recoil. They also adjusted the map boundaries. The map boundaries are outlined on the minimap. This is a quality of life change because now you'll be able to know when you'll be in and out of bounds. It's not like a guess and check, kind of running to the edge of the map, and then all of a sudden, you know, a warning pops up, and then you walk 2 feet forward and the warning goes away. And oh wait, no, not lastly, we still have more stuff. They added smoke trails to the wingsuits, so it's easier to track people when you're dropping. They added a new reload option in the menu, and zombies can now drop ammo when you kill them, which makes it more worth killing them, because sometimes you'll kill all the zombies and then you're out of ammo at the end, which kind of sucks. And lastly, zombies. They added a daily tier skip, so now zombies can you can work towards your contraband when playing zombies. You have to complete 15 rounds in one game of classic zombies per day to do your daily tier skip, which I think they need to reduce a little bit. Maybe make it like 5 rounds, because I feel like that's the equivalent of 1 multiplayer game or 1 Blackout game. I feel like 15 rounds is a little too much, but it's nice to see that they're starting to make changes for that. They also added the daily calling system, which is now live on all platforms, which is pretty much daily challenges. You can see it in your menu and you get rewards that are related to zombies. The Black Ops authenticity stamp system is now live, which I'm not sure exactly how this works, but I think when you finish a game, you can get a stamp, and it gives you like a code that you can go to some website, enter the code, and it's like some official leaderboard system. I have to look into that more and do a video separately on that. They also had their standard stability fixes for high rounds and a bunch of crash fixes. It looked like there was about 6 to 10 different crash fixes for each of the map. If you want to look into all those, links down below in the description for all the patch notes. You can see exactly what they fixed. But it looks like Zombies is getting in a better place because it launched pretty rough. That's it for update 1.09. That's about half the stuff that got released today. Again, more DLC content has been released, and videos on those will be coming shortly after this one. But hopefully you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you guys think about update 1.09 down below in the comments. But that'll be it. If you did enjoy, drop a like on the video, subscribe for future gaming Call of Duty content, hit the bell notification so you get notified as soon as I upload and don't miss any of my awesome content. Links down below in the description for 10% off control fees, as well as into the AM apparel. You can also find other goodies down below, like my Amazon associate links to all the gear I use to record and produce videos and fun things like that. But again, thanks for watching, guys. My name's Jim Skater. I'll catch you guys on the next video. Peace out.